What would your LinkedIn profile look like? Let's see. Some people wonder, they have created a LinkedIn profile, put some stuff there, and then let it, you know, idle for quite some time. And then they wonder why didn't they have any of the jobs they apply. So I know I'm a fan. So this is a meme I've also found. And it also perfectly explains the situation. They apply so hard, but they don't get jobs. Why? Going back to the initial screenshot I had in the beginning of the presentation, let's try to decode how you can make a nice LinkedIn profile, which can ultimately help you to get a better, just say, job. But that's not the important part. That you get a lot of recognition in the tech community or any of the job profession you are in. So here is what I did. Take a nice picture. This is a little bit old, maybe 2 3 years old, but this is one of the good pictures I have, so it's fine. Take a nice picture and put it as the profile photo because it explains what type of person you are. Again, same as a CV. Don't put any stuff, fancy stuff where you were going to a party or I don't know, whatever. It's not really. Don't put a photo that is not professional. How do you call a professional? That should show your professional side. It's fine, maybe you are going on a hike or I don't know, going on a trip, but not so, people that don't really want to see that side of you. And a cover photo, it's fine. You can put it or not. It's optional. I don't have a nice cover photo. I recently changed it. It's something I got it from unsplash.com, which was free. Ideally, I previously had one where when I was in Sri Lanka, I did a lot of sessions like workshops, classes, and so on. I had one of the photos, but my face, changed a little bit after that, spending 6 years here. So I didn't put it that. Put that photo here. So you can choose any photo. It's fine. It's nothing really important. But a photo, I think it's a little bit important to show who you really are. Your name, as I mentioned, the common name, not your entire Arachige, that not thing. Just your common name. I also used to have my not the entire name. I have one middle name. I also used to have that in my LinkedIn profile, but then I realized again nobody really cares. Then the highlight. This is very important. This line or two lines shows who you really, really are. So try to make it crisp, not the entire essay that you write about yourself, just something like, I do my best to achieve the best in this life, and I don't know, whatever. That's really not nice. Try to put something that resonates with you, your values in your life, and what you really want to do. So I put the highlight me, software engineering lead, blogger, YouTuber, and tech enthusiast because I think these things represent who I am. This is my job posting, like the title that I hold, because if anybody needs to get some kind of information, they know where I work. And then I also write blogs. I also do YouTube videos, and I'm really interested in tech. Then the current company or an institute that you work. So if you are working in a company, it's good to put the name of the company here. Don't I mean, you can already search it on LinkedIn and then see. Um, yeah, search on LinkedIn and then try to find your company. Probably they should have a LinkedIn page and then put it there. And the university is not really important, but I think since you are mostly undergraduates here in this session, I think it's important to put the university that you go with. If you went to multiple universities, put the most important one or the most, let's say, significant one here. And any of the links that you have could be your website. If you have a portfolio, could be your YouTube channel, could be your blog, anything. Put all the links, relevant links in here. This is the title. I know we still have to put a lot of effort into making this one. The location is optional. It's when especially for me, let's say it's Düsseldorf, Germany, which means if I'm applying for a company or if somebody wants to reach out to me and connect with me, they know where I live, not the entire address, because I don't want people walking around my house, but where I live. And also increase your connections. Don't try to follow everyone. As you can see, I have around 9K people following me. That means they will see all the things that I share, but I am only have like 500 or maybe 600 connections, that the people I follow. So be a person that people want to hear from, not the other way around. Then how do how to decode your job experience. I'm only explaining from my personal profile. Maybe this is different from what you have, but it's very important to understand where to start and how do you present yourself. Company name, it's important. Get it right, because there can be some companies with the same name. So make sure that you have the correct company name when you add experiences. And then it's important the current position. There is a way that you can add this in LinkedIn, and I will not explain it in this session because anybody can find it. If you do it right, you go to the website and then try to add this information. It's very easy to find, because at the end of the day, it's just a portfolio, right? Anybody can use it. But the goal of this session is to show how to present certain information. So current position, I'm a backend software engineering lead for more than 2 years now. And this is my current position, and it also shows the date, time I started, and currently where I am. And then it's also very important, yeah, the duration, of course. Then they know how much experience I have. Also very important to put the highlight, because at least for me as an engineering lead, I have a lot of responsibilities, but the highlight is what I do daily. So I am an engineering manager or a responsibility lead for this particular company doing XYZ. So this is my highlight. Ideally for you, if you are a university student, it will be something like studying this in this university, in this city, majoring in these subjects. So that should be ideally your profile. But if you do a job, make sure that you write a summary on what you do. This is also not the best summary in the world. I think it works. And this is also very important, the responsibilities you have in this job. So in this job, I have a lot of responsibilities. So I also don't want to do like put everything, but I would like to add certain uh, also skills. Yeah, sorry. I would also like to add certain achievements I had or something special I did. For example, working closely with internal and external teams to do the CDN migration and this kind of infrastructure, and also GC migration. I led the project. So these kind of things is very important to stand out from other people. So put your responsibilities, like could be daily responsibilities and special achievements you got. Could be an award, could be any kind of recognition you got. Not everything, but somewhat what you are proud of, put it here. And then skills associated. For example, even though I'm a lead or a manager, I still do hands-on work. That means I write code, I do deployments and all those things. I do that almost every day. So I still have these skills associated to this particular job. So you can in LinkedIn earn skill badges. You can also just edit. I think previously we could get verified skill badges. Then you can associate them for different positions, like could be your job, could be your education, so anything. So make sure you have the skills entered already and associate them in the job or whatever the position you hold. And if you work for the same company with multiple um, 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 multiple roles, you can also add that. But before going to that, I also mentioned a little bit of achievements or special things I did here as a summary. As I also mentioned earlier in the presentation, there is no golden rule or a recipe that you can say wave a wand at the LinkedIn profile and make it somehow magically good. You can't do that. You have to spend time. You have to do this your way. There is no like a recipe of awesome LinkedIn profile. You have to do it as you please. If you have previous positions, just add the same thing. The technical skills you explicitly want to mention, you can also do that. For example, I mainly work with big data pipelines on cloud. So I say, okay, I have GCP experience, I have AWS, Apache Spark, Python, image processing, machine learning, and all those things. I separate them because we also have a lot of reorganizations happening in the company. So I also put the different teams I worked with, only because these different teams actually gave me different types of experience in my career. So that's why I put that. You can also put those kind of things separately as well. Yeah, so that's how you put experience. In summary, put the company name and especially the current position. It's important. The duration, because they also should know how long have you been working. Very important. Your responsibilities. Just don't only put your job role and then do nothing. That doesn't really work. Put your responsibilities and some achievements. Then, how do you add projects? I have um, a lot of projects, I think, but I also haven't added everything here as well. So make sure you add the projects you do in LinkedIn as well. As I mentioned in the CV section, ideally you should not put every project you did ever, like in your since whatever the years in your CV, because it will take a lot of time. So ideally you should only get you only add the significance on your CV, and um, probably everything in your LinkedIn, or at least what you can present. So make sure you have put the name of your project, especially the link. You can say you did whatever the project, and yeah, we have to believe you, right? You can say you did, I don't know, automated vehicle management system in somewhere, and you don't have a link that I can see whether you actually did or not. Anybody can say they did stuff and without a proof. That's why I say put or publish things that you can actually prove that you did that. So give a link to your project. Maybe it's a university project. It's fine. Nobody is gonna steal your $1 million group project idea. So put it on GitHub and give the link. Or maybe have a small web page you can host on Vercel. There is this free, almost free platform. You can host your um, web apps, put a landing page in there, and then give the link and explain the project as simple as possible, because people really don't know what you're working with. Maybe you have a lot of passion and you really want other people to know, but as I mentioned, nobody really cares about what your apps do except for the technologies that you use. So especially mentioned that which type of technologies you use to implement this particular project with the link with a small description. Then, whenever possible, get recommendations. What are recommendations? Recommendations mean if you have worked with someone, could be for a project, could be for a company, or maybe a freelancer job. Get some recommendations. There are a lot of controversy here. Some people say you should only get recommendations like once in a while, or some people say, "Hey, get recommendations as much as you want." There is a truth in both of the cases. You should get recommendations from people that are also significant, that you work very closely, and also add some value to your profile. If you have hundreds, or I don't know, hundreds of recommendations on your profile, which also is not the ideal case. Maybe you are just showing off. Maybe you only have one or two recommendations. It can either mean from a CEO people, that might also give a lot of weight, but if they are like random two people working somewhere, also doesn't really add value. So make sure that you get recommendations from reputed people that can actually vouch for you. This is the same as the referees you put on your CV. The platform I um, mentioned earlier is called Vercel, Vercel, Vercel. So that's where you can publish your web apps. Recommendations part, there is no separate sections you can add your recommendations. You have to ask someone for a recommendation. So maybe it's not available to you at the moment. Just try it out. Just Google it and how to go for recommendations. You can't just add your recommendations or go for a profile and add recommendations. You have to ask someone in a message. There's a special place you can request that. Request for a recommendation, and then they write. You can review and then you approve. That's how you get it. So try to get some recommendations from reputed people, not from your friend. That doesn't do anything. And also awards. If you had any awards throughout your career or your, I don't know, studies, maybe you can add them. There are certain things um, I also achieved, but not everything. I don't add everything I do on LinkedIn as well. But something important, then I add. I think I didn't add any of the achievements I have when I got in Germany because, as I mentioned, the culture is a little bit different. In Sri Lanka, maybe if you won something or a hackathon, you have a higher reputation. But here, no, because everybody do that. So it's not really special. So you really have to do something really special to get some recognition. So that's why I don't really have a lot of awards here as well. So it's not really worth mentioning. But of course, my YouTube channel, the app that I made, everything, I think they are kind of awards for myself from me. So that's why I post it. But from companies, I don't really do because I also get some sort of recognition here, but in my company, but I don't do that. But if you have, you go to hackathons, you participate in competitions, please add them. Explain why you get that, what's the importance of the recognition and awards you got. And same way, if you do volunteering, add those things as well. You can be maybe in this session, you organize some sessions. Maybe you are, I don't know, maybe volunteering to a pet care um, orphanage. Can also be you like pets, you like dogs or cats, you go there and help. That's also fine. That's also volunteering experience. It's ideal if this matches to your career as well. But if not, still fine. Then people know that you like to volunteer. And then there is a section called featured. If you share something, you can pin them. Then anybody can go to your profile and then see what type of featured articles you have. So ideally, any blogs you wrote, maybe some documents you did, or in this case, I also shared that I got the associate cloud engineer certification. So these kind of things I pinned. Whatever you are really really proud of, uh, you can add them. I see many people say, how to add projects to LinkedIn. Come on, just there is a section. Maybe you can't find it, but spend some time. You will find it. I can try to maybe show how I can do it maybe at the end of this session. So what to do and what not to do. So let's start with the negative stuff. Don't share memes or random stuff because this is not social media. You might find something funny, but don't accidentally share everything on LinkedIn because I hate this kind of people because that is a professional network, not a place to share your memes. Maybe if it's related to programming or whatever, then it's still fine. But the news, if the politician is dead or something horrible going on in a country or with a person, no, just keep it professional because it's a professional network. And stay professional. Try to give recognition for people. Try to give encouragements. If somebody posts an achievement of theirs, just be humble and go there and congratulate them. Communicate with them. If you see someone else's article helpful, share it. It costs you nothing, but it will give visibility to the person you are sharing the original article, the owner of that, and also for you to be an active member in the community because they can also see from your profile if you are an active member or not. Don't add every possible skill because Microsoft Office is not an important skill for a software engineer. It's I think it's a basic skill anyway, but if you add Microsoft Office or I don't know, Visual Studio Code as one of your skills in your skills section and highlight it, hmm, that's sad. Also, don't share too much personal information because nobody really care about, as I mentioned, your address or where you live or whether you got married or if you have a girlfriend, boyfriend. Nobody really cares in LinkedIn. At least they should not care because it's a professional network. So stay professional. So write a compelling headline, as I mentioned. Give a gist of who you are to the community in the first glance. Don't be ambiguous or vague, as I mentioned. You want to achieve something good in life? No, I mean everybody wants to do that, right? So try to be specific what you really want to do. So also generate a unique URL for your profile. Then you can post it anywhere, because I see there are people have these random URLs. Then it's also very hard to look for them. So you have user 1 through 2 3 dash 1 to XYZ. Very hard. For me, it's easy. Praneeth Langapiris. You search on LinkedIn. You type on Google. My profile comes up because that's my profile, and I can, even without remembering or explicitly the URL, I know my username, so I can tell anyone, hey, this is my username on LinkedIn. They can find me. So generate a unique URL. These things are somewhat hidden in the settings section, but spend some time. You will find it. Don't worry. You don't have to panic. If you can't find something, it's there. You just have to find it. So if you generate a URL, it's very easy to remember and also to share. And if you are looking for a job, there is an option called open for work. That means everybody who is a recruiter or the community, depends on how you set it, can see if you are looking for a job, and if they are looking for people, and if the skills they are looking for matches your skills, then you will get a call, hopefully. So if you are looking for a job or an internship, mark as open for work. Go to your LinkedIn profile. Close to the profile picture, there should be a button called open to. So just go there and enable it. Then it will give a lot of visibility if you are looking for a job or looking for new challenges. And also share valuable content, maybe your own content. If you write blog posts, or if you create videos, or maybe you know someone who does that, so share them, which can add value to the community. And also, this is very important, place relevant keywords throughout your profile, which means whenever you do a project, try to highlight the technologies you did. If you know some framework, maybe you know a certain technology, add it in the project descriptions or even your work experience. Because when someone searches from, let's say, Java engineers on LinkedIn, if you do your search ranking properly, you place keywords sneakily into your profile will come up, which gives you a higher chance of landing in an internship or even a job. So be smart. And also keep your profile up to date. This is something many people don't do. Many people think you, because the goal is to how to create a LinkedIn. Anybody can create a LinkedIn profile, even a monkey can do that. But that's not the point. The hardest thing is you create a LinkedIn profile and maintain it. You keep on updating your information, the projects you do, your skills. You have to keep on updating. I think you have to at least go once a week and then see, has anything changed? Did you learn something new? Did your experience change? Or are you looking for a job? These kind of things you have to keep on up to date, and also use it properly. If you share more content, you will have more network, because in LinkedIn there's a very smart way of getting a lot of connections. It's when you share a content and your friend or in someone in a network comments on your one of your contents or repost them, and their connections can see you. Not like Facebook, because I think friends, only friends can see, or friends of friends can see. But in LinkedIn there are types of connections: first level connections, second level connections, third level connections. First level connection is your direct connections on LinkedIn. Second level connections is you know someone who knows someone. The third level connection is you know someone who knows someone that knows someone. So the third degree of connections. But if you post something and one of your connections post a comment on one of your, let's say, links, and everybody else can see that who is on their list. So it's also a good way to expand your network. That's how it's actually made to do that. So if you keep on, let's say, sharing good content, people will actually come to you, and your profile will have a higher visibility. So it's not hard. Just go there, spend a day or two, find all these things, and they are there. And also just to be fair, there are some features that are not available depending on your country. There are certain things that are not available in Europe. So I don't know, for example, on Instagram, I can't reply to messages. So those kind of things. But on LinkedIn as well, I know there are certain features that are not available for me, and also maybe people in Sri Lanka as well. So take a look and then read the documents, and then you will find out. But most of the cases, everything is there, because I remember these projects and experience everything I added when I was in Sri Lanka, not when I was in Germany. For more information, if you really want to know step by step stuff, you can watch this video. It's long, but it explains everything regarding LinkedIn.